I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Township of Hamilton Committee, Monday, September 15, 2025. Please stand for the flag salute.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law by posting a notice of this meeting on the bulletin board in the municipal building and by transmitting notice of this meeting to the Press of Atlantic City, the Star Ledger, and the Atlantic County Record on January the 8th, 2025. Mr. Cheek?
Here.
Dr. Nelson?
Here.
Mr. Patali?
Here.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Here.
Mayor Schenker?
Here. Can we have a moment of silence for private reflection, please? Thank you. Next we have a proclamation. Dr. Witherspoon, if you'd like to present it.
Yvette Soto. Whereas National Hispanic Heritage Month is observed annually from September the 15th to October the 15th to recognize and celebrate the history, the culture, and the achievements of Hispanic Americans. Whereas the observance coincides with the independence days of several Latin American countries, including Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua, all celebrated on September the 15th. Whereas Hispanic and Latino individuals have a profound and enduring impact on the fabric of our society, contributing to our nation's diversity, prosperity, and strength in countless ways, including through leadership in business, activism, arts, public service, and military service. Whereas Hispanic communities have enriched American culture, history, and values through their resilience, ingenuity, and commitment to the American dream. And whereas it is fitting that we acknowledge the vital contributions of Hispanic Americans and promote a deeper understanding of their heritage throughout our community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Township Committee of the Township of Hamilton, County of Atlantic, State of New Jersey, do hereby proclaim September the 15th through October the 15th as Hispanic Heritage Month, and call upon all residents to observe this month with appropriate ceremonies, activities, and programs that celebrate Hispanic heritage and honor the invaluable contributions of Hispanic peoples to our nation. And this is being presented to Yvette Soto, and she is the president of the Puerto Rican Parade and the Latino Fest. Would you like to have something to say?
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Thelma. I would like to thank Dr. Thelma Witherspoon for sponsoring this proclamation. I also want to thank all the committee members and the mayor of the Township of Hamilton. It gives me a great pleasure to have with me Dr. Luis Rodriguez, who is also the president of the Dominican House, La Casa Dominicana of Atlantic County.
Thank you, everybody, for this proclamation for Hispanic community. Thank you.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, moving on, additions and deletions to late agenda items to be considered for action tonight. Tonight, we have a deletion, which is 6A, resolution to renew membership with the Atlantic County Municipal Joint Insurance Fund.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions, concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Early public comment on agenda items excluding items listed for public hearings.
We have no one signed up.
No one signed up? Thank you. Number 3, discussions. Formal action may be taken. A, Trestle Bridge reconstruction update by Greenman Peterson Incorporated, also known as GPI. We have somebody here that's going to make a presentation. Come on up.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dave Kuhn with GPI. Our project manager, Dale Foster, could not be here tonight, but I work closely with Dale and been working with the town in advancing this project, and along with Brett and Robert Goodman. So give you a quick update briefing on this project. I was here over a year ago with an initial briefing. What we're looking at now, before we get into the limits, we're here tonight to talk about the preliminary engineering phase, which is the first phase of design. So this project, which is funded by a Transportation Alternatives Grant, which is federal funding, the project area spans from Central Avenue over to Taylor Avenue, and will revitalize that trestle and make that into a bikeway and walkway. This is the current concept. You can see using the existing rail, build the trail, and then a new bridge, a pedestrian bridge there that's not at the same location of the existing remains of the bridge. As part of the preliminary engineering process, which is the most complex part of the design, we'll have to go through and look at options for this bridge, alternative locations, etc. Because the whole point of preliminary engineering is to get through the federal environmental document to comply with the National Environmental Policy Act. This is more detail in terms of the bridge options and what we're looking at here in terms of, there's a boardwalk, part of it's a boardwalk, and then there's a bridge in the middle. This project for Transportation Alternatives project is one of the more complex in terms of environmental requirements. One of the more complex in terms of environmental requirements. You can see all the permitting and consultations that are required. That's part of the reason why it took us a while to get here to this piece, because there was a lot of coordination with DOT to understand what agencies we will be needing to coordinate with. And it's one of the reasons why the fee for this preliminary engineering phase is so high. Nearly half of it relates to the environmental regulations and permitting, not to get the final permits, but to get all the coordination that happens through this. So we're just about at the point with your approval to execute the contract. Then we can start the preliminary engineering phase. We anticipate 15 months for that, ultimately resulting in the final alignment and the environmental document. There will be public involvement during that process. And once that's approved, then the next phase will move to final design. We're showing it's 15 months. Perhaps it can move faster. Our project team. So I am part of that team working with Dale, who many of you know, former Cape May County engineer. Next steps. Upon execution of the contract, within the next couple of weeks, we would be looking to have a preliminary engineering kickoff meeting that would involve the town, GPI, and DOT as part of that. And we would move forward with getting the survey work going. And the survey is fairly minor on this project compared to many of the projects we work on. And we would be gathering up the available plans and documents to start that process. That's it. Any questions?
Very good. Any questions? Mehdi? Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Next, we have a resolution to award a contract to preliminary engineering of the New Jersey Department of Transportation 2023 Transportation Alternatives Set-Aside Design Assistance Program, Mays Landing Bikeway Project, agreement number 2025 DT DLA 517, amount not to exceed $740,371.21.
So moved.
Second.
A motion second. Are there any questions, any concerns? Hearing none. Rita, roll call vote, please.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. We're going to skip to number 5, introduction of ordinances. Public hearing will be held October 6th, 2025. A is ordinance 2114-2025, an ordinance authorizing the sale of Lot 2 in Block 651 as shown on the tax map of the Township of Hamilton and granted to the owner or owners of said real estate contiguous to the same right of prior refusal to purchase such land in the Township of Hamilton, County of Atlantic, State of New Jersey, 3.6 acres on 7th Avenue.
So moved. 17th.
What did I say? Oh, 17th Avenue. I'm sorry. Thank you, Carl. We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions? Any concerns? Could you do a roll call vote for this, please?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. B, we have an ordinance 2115-2025, an ordinance authorizing the sale of Lot 1, Block 652, as shown on the tax map of the Township of Hamilton, and granting to the owner or owners of said real property contiguous to the same right of prior refusal to purchase such land in the Township of Hamilton, the County of Atlantic, the State of New Jersey. This is 9.23 acres on Hunter Avenue.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Questions, comments, concerns? Rita, roll call vote, please.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. We'll move on to number 6, award of bids, contracts, and change orders. A was removed, so B, resolution authorizing execution of the shared service agreement between the Township of Hamilton and the Atlantic County to provide updated annual geospatial data through annual flyovers and aerial imagery for the period of 1/1/26 to 12/31/31, and authorizing the mayor to sign the same. This is part of an Atlantic County LEAP grant.
So moved.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any questions, comments?
I just have one question.
Sure.
The, what is the space in Hamilton Township that they will be flying over? I know it's no cost to us.
They fly over the whole township. This is something our tax assessor uses for assessment purposes. Also, the zoning department uses this for different things. It's no cost to the township.
Right. Thank you.
Rita, roll call vote, please.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. C, resolution authorizing the extension of a shared services agreement for solid waste collection services with Atlantic County Utilities Authority for the period of 1 month at the current contract rate,
So moved.
October 1st, 2025 through
That's all right.
October 31st, 2025.
So
Go ahead.
moved.
You
I'm
got
sorry.
it. We
Second.
have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, read a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Thank you. D, resolution authorizing the extension of interlocal services agreement with solid waste collection services with the Hamilton Township Board of Education for a period of 1 month at current contract rate, October 1st, 2025 through October 31st, 2025.
So moved.
Motion?
Second.
We have a second. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, read a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Number 7, we'll move on to the consent agenda, which goes from A through G.
I'd like to make a motion for items A through G.
Second.
A motion, we have a second. Questions, concerns?
Just one question,
Shoot.
and that's on A for the solar. I have no problem with this, but they are going to have the opportunity to go out and solicit. I just wanted everybody to know that because we had done an ordinance saying that we didn't want no solicitation, and they will be able to do so. Yes. Yes. Right, that's it.
Okay. Any other questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Number 8, personnel. A is a resolution confirming the mayor's appointment of Chris Tilley to Emergency Management Coordinator for the Township of Hamilton for an unexpired 3-year term to expire 12/31/26, annual salary of $3,600.
Motion.
Second.
Motion, second. Questions?
Just one question.
Go ahead.
Did you say a name?
Chris Tilley.
Chris Tilley. Okay, I didn't hear it. Thank you.
I thought last time this came up, it had to be the chief of police. Wasn't that not part of the requirement? Oh, okay. Never mind.
Chris is currently the Deputy Emergent Manager Coordinator.
Yeah, I just thought this role specifically because it was already being handled by one of the lieutenants and it had to be moved to the chief, and that was the rationale. So I guess maybe I'm confused, so I apologize.
We got a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Thank you. Resolution to hire Robert Caulfield as a full-time truck driver laborer at $41,600 base salary annually to start October 1st, 2025. Employment contingent on successful completion of physical, drug screen, and background process.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Questions, concerns? Hearing none. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Resolution to hire Jose Klatchke as a full-time truck driver laborer at $41,600 base salary annually. Start date 9/16/2025. Employment contingent upon successful completion of a physical drug screen and a background process.
So moved.
Second.
Motion, we have a second. Any questions or concerns? Hearing none. Rita, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes. Thank you. Number 9, approvals, minutes, regular meeting minutes of September 2nd, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
A motion, we have a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, ayes have it. B, minutes of the executive session meeting, minutes of September 2nd, 2025.
So moved.
Motion.
We have a motion. Second.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none. Rita, could we do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Chi?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Abstain.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
4 yes, 1
Thank you.
abstention, motion carries.
C, bills. Bill list total $1,239,147.06.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Are there any questions, comments? Rita, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Chi?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
4 yes and carries.
Okay, we'll move on to reports. Mr. Administrator.
I just want to congratulate Chris on his appointment as OEM coordinator. He's going to do a great job. Circling back to the award of the contract for the trestle, I think it's noteworthy that this was done through the Design Assistance Program through DOT, so there won't be any tax dollars tied up with this design, so that $740,000 will be reimbursed by the DOT. So that's good. That's all I have.
Mr. Solicitor?
Nothing to report this time, Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Engineer?
Nothing to add to my written report, Mayor.
Thank you. Township Committee members? Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes, I would like to say that I attended the boat races, the regatta. It was very nice. The day I went, the weather was beautiful. And I never really experienced boat races until I moved to Hamilton Township. I've seen them on television. But it was really, really nice. It was relaxing. And it was a great job with all of the sponsors. It was just a wonderful event to have attended. I attended the 9/11 event. That was very nice. It was well organized as it is always, and I enjoyed it. It is good never to forget people who have made a sacrifice, whether knowingly or not knowingly, but to remember them. It was well done, and I want to say that the video that was done, I think by a high school student. It was well done. It was well done. So I thought that was nice. On Friday, I will be attending the Atlantic County League of Municipalities meeting. I know it's in Violin, but I'll be there. I don't have the name of it right now, but I will be attending that on this coming week. And also, one other announcement that I would like to make oops, sorry about that. Okay, yeah. Hispanic, continuing celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, there's going to be a flag raising ceremony at the War Memorial Park on Saturday, October the 11th from 12 noon to 4 o'clock p.m. Community representatives will be raising the flag of different countries from Latin America. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone was fully aware of that. That's all I have right now, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, boat races went well except for the rain on Sunday. Kind of dampened things a little bit. We had this year we had 3 new boats show up, which was great. That was the most new boats we've had in a long time. Came from as far away as Ohio and Michigan. So our little race is starting to get a little bit bigger. And I'd just like to thank everybody that did all the work, and Public Works, what they did, and the police department, what they did to help out. So it was a successful weekend. We have Art in the Park coming up this Saturday from 10 till 3, I believe it is. And also on Monday the 22nd at 1 p.m., there will be a ribbon cutting for the dam. That will be held at Mill Street Bridge, right in front of the dam. The road's going to be closed. 1 o'clock. There'll be some speakers there. There'll be, I believe, the Davies band is going to be there. It's something to celebrate for our town. That's a big deal to get that done. It took a very long time. It made it so that our town is much safer. People downstream don't have to worry about, God forbid, the dam breaking and being a flood, and the people upstream who every time there's a heavy rain and we couldn't control the water, they would get flooded. Brett knows that all too well because he lives up that way. So I think a lot of people forgot about all the troubles that everybody upstream went through every time we had a heavy rain. And that should be all taken care of now. So I'd like to see as many people as you can come down there for that celebration. That's it's a good thing. And that's really all I have, Mayor. Reagan, I'll see you soon. Maddie, I miss you and I love you and I hope to see you soon.
Mayor Manchik?
Yes, the boat races, I was out of town. I could not go there and take part of that. I was out of town. The 9/11 ceremony was exceptionally nice. Everything worked out well, public works, everything just looked really nice. I'd like to put a special commemorative out to the community choir and the Western Atlantic Wind Ensemble. They were really, really enjoyable to listen to. Carl mentioned this Friday at 1 o'clock for the dam, but also Wednesday at ACCC in Mays Landing at 11 o'clock. They're celebrating the 50th anniversary of Vietnam War ending. And from what I understand, a temporary Vietnam wall will be there. So just to go see the wall, I think that would be exceptional. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Dr. Nelson?
Thanks. I wanted to add to everybody's calendar, Thursday at 2 p.m. at Duberson, we'll be holding a press release. The school board will be holding a press release. And it'll be finally them transferring the school to the new developer. So that was quite a few years in the making, and excited to see that actually take place and breathe some new life into an old building. And also September 20th at 2 to 3 at Carmela's Cuisina. There's a ribbon cutting, so if you guys can make it out there and support our local businesses, I'm sure they would be appreciative of it. And I also wanted to say congratulations to the chief, but I guess I'll say to Lieutenant Fernan. I see that you have several officers that are making their way through the academy. So, and some of the names are names I recognize, so it sounds like we're getting some pretty good people, which I know has been hard lately, especially with the temperature of where it is right now and all that kind of political stuff. So, and that's all I have. Thanks.
Thank you. First, I want to congratulate Chris Psilly. It was an easy choice for me personally. Chris will do a great job, and we need the right people in place when we do have emergencies. Unfortunately, they're not very often. I wasn't here for the boat races. I was in Pittsburgh with my daughter who gave birth to our third grandchild, my first little girl, Sophia, so it was a pretty exciting time for us. But I did make it back in time for the 9/11, and as much as I jump on board with everybody else's comments here, I can't let this go by without thanking Reverend Ash. He puts this all together, and he works his tail off every year, is very passionate about this, and it's something that I'm really glad that this township does because it's important. Just to jump on the Vietnam Wall thing, this is the last time. This is it for the wall's been traveling the country for many years now, and it is the end is this week, and it is at Atlantic Cape Community College, which is a big deal that they brought it here, and from here it goes to its final place, and it's done. So it's going to be a very, very big deal for our community to have this here. That's only comments I have. I'd open it up to the public. Anybody in the public like to speak? Yes.
Hi, my name is Jennifer LaHawk, 5849 Cedar Street. And before I speak, I just want to clarify that I'm here speaking tonight as a parent and a resident of the township. I had submitted a letter on July 20th to the 5 committee members before us regarding our township children who were seeking use of the public unlocked hockey court on Leipzig Avenue for themselves to practice during the high school ball hockey season. These children are part of the Hess, Davie, Cedar Creek, and Oakcrest teams. All of the players on these teams are current participants in the MLA hockey program. My letter requested that we work together to reach an amendable agreement to allow these township youth residents to utilize these public courts for practice. It's important to note my request was for strictly the practices and not official high school ball hockey games. The only use of the Mays Landing facilities would be for the players of these teams holding regular practices. High school ball hockey is not hosting any events or games on our township hockey courts. They are not creating revenue at the Mays Landing hockey courts. It's also important to note that high school ball hockey is sanctioned by USA Ball Hockey, who is a nonprofit organization, and all the kids are members and insured by USA Ball Hockey specifically for this league. It is a fact that the East Hockey Court is open for public use. We wanted to submit the proper paperwork and insurance documentation to ensure that we can schedule regular practices and come up with an amendable agreement for these children. For 4 years, we have faced opposition and have been assisted by the chief of police in allowing the children to practice at the courts. This year, after the chief retired, we tried to submit proper paperwork and we asked the township to continue to waive the fees associated with the usage of the hockey court outlined in the ordinance. In the best interest of the participating players and for the indirect benefit this league has on the MLA hockey program, which is through player development and increased interest in the MLA hockey program. We have expressed concern that Ordinance 235-8 is unnecessarily creating a barrier for local players who are simply trying to play hockey for fun and development of the sport. Since the kids play in is a for-profit organization, the use of facilities application falls under Category 6, based on the Ordinance 235-8. The township children and their families are being asked to pay a $500 refundable fee and a $100 per hour fee for hockey court usage. This amounts to about $2,800 per team. At the time of my reaching out to the township committee on July 20th, there were no stakeholders or representatives from the National Ball Hockey Association organization requesting usage of the hockey courts. We are township residents representing our children asking for practice time. I was asked by Carol Wright and Brett Knoll to have Scott Tarzy, the owner of the High School Ball Hockey League, submit the use of facilities application along with insurance for these players. These players are insured, again, through the nonprofit USA Ball Hockey Organization. Scott Tarzy submitted the paperwork to the township as requested. He immediately was sent an email stating the fees from Carol, and he was asked for dates so that he could be invoiced. The parents of these teams are being held responsible for these fees by Scott Tarzy. During the months of July, August, and September, the children were meeting at the courts to play pickup games on the public court. We were told that the kids had to stop using the courts. We were told that they would be fined or detained for violating the ordinance. Then the township asked us to find out what other towns were doing. The township was told that Egg Harbor Township is hosting high school ball hockey league games at their facilities in Egg Harbor Township. Our township called Egg Harbor Township to confirm this, and immediately Egg Harbor Township pulled all their permits issued for the use of their facilities. This phone call further negatively impacted the youth in our community and in our region. We do have a few questions for the committee tonight. But before I get to that, I just wanted to say, in conclusion of my letter, we had 4 asks from the township. One was to continue to waive the court usage fees for these teams as previously done and allow submission of the proper paperwork and insurance to facilitate usage of the hockey courts. 2, set up a reoccurring agreement and designated slot times for these teams to practice, ideally during non-prime hours to avoid conflict with MLA scheduling. 3, consider revision or clarification to the existing ordinance to allow reasonable exceptions. And 4, publish a transparent schedule and public access guidelines for the open rink to ensure clarity, fairness, and accountability for all community members. My point here tonight is that none of this happened. We're here asking the township to do better for these kids. We provided information to the township that was used against these children. The township took actions against the children, and we're here tonight to remind everyone that the East Court is open for public use, and our children were stopped from using the public court. Emails were sent to Scott Tarzy that he will be fined and detained if these township children kept practicing at the public courts. Even though Scott Tarzy is not organizing practices or has anything to do with the kids at the courts, the children are playing pickup games on their own accord on the public court. As a member of the Township Committee, you have the power and the authority to make an amendment on the Ordinance 235-8. My recommendation is adding an additional category, Category 7. It would be a for-profit organization whose participants are MLA youth players affiliated with for-profit leagues that do not conduct for-profit operations on township property, or you can word it as families who are taxpayers and active MLA contributors seeking to use public facilities for the development and or non-commercial purposes, or you can even word it by saying for-profits who are officially sanctioned by a nonprofit governing body. We ask you to put the children first. As parents, as players, we don't have control of what Scott Tarzi does with his organization. Many of us don't even know him, and we've never seen him. But we have control of how we handle this as a community and what we do for our kids in the community. From our perspective, the only thing that matters are our children. These kids just want to play sport that they love and stay out of trouble. The impact of letting these kids play has so many more benefits than the $2,800 you're trying to collect from Scott Tarzi per team. Just allow the kids to play hockey on the public court, amend the ordinance, and help us as elected officials. Stop telling the kids they cannot play. Stop sending emails asking for fees and threatening detainment. That's all I have.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public like to speak? Okay, okay. Well, all right, thank you.
Same topic. I'm Laura Seconder, 8 Stonewalk. I'm here to express my deep disappointment and frustration with the township's recent decision to threaten its own residents with fines for using the public hockey courts, a space that has for years served as a positive and productive outlet for our community's youth. Team representatives have made every good faith effort to follow the proper channels, including providing proof of insurance and team rosters when requested. Communication up until recently suggested cooperation and progress. However, the abrupt shift in tone, culminating in an email demanding all activity cease, was disheartening and surprising. For years, our kids have used the hockey courts for exercise and the opportunity to have a safe place to play. They respect the facility, clean up after themselves, and show hometown pride. It's hard to understand how a small group of children playing hockey once a week has become such a pressing concern for this township. There are some serious issues going on in this township right now that demand this committee's attention. Yet the committee, in conjunction with the MLAA, has chosen to crack down on children safely and responsibly playing at a hockey court that's public. That choice is not disappointing, it's also appalling. Equally troubling are the outrageous fees being proposed to use the hockey courts. The figures written in the code are unreasonably high. I request a breakdown of what it costs to use other township recreational facilities, such as the baseball and the soccer fields in town. Additionally, I would appreciate copies of or the ordinance numbers that govern these fees and usage policies for the other facilities. If none exist for other outdoor facilities, why do they exist for the hockey courts? Furthermore, who gets the fees that you will supposedly collect from Scott Tarzi, and what will that money be used for? This committee should reflect on its priorities. Are you here to support or invest in our children, or is this about someone making a couple extra dollars? With the November election approaching, I urge you to remember, you were elected to serve your community, not work against it.
Let me address this before we move on. So, that's a whole lot to absorb in one shot. To give you a little history, this ordinance was developed not for the hockey courts. It was developed for all of our fields. There have been several for-profit organizations that have come into this town, tried to use our facilities, whether they were hockey, soccer, or whatever. And that is why this ordinance was written the way it's written. Okay? It is done that way because for-profit is treated differently. I know you're saying that you're not part of a for-profit organization, but those teams that your kids play on is part of a for-profit organization. So we've been following this all along. We have talked to other towns. As a matter of fact, Egg Harbor Township is the ordinance that we used here because they have the same issues there. Our chief of police chose not to follow the ordinance, as well as the gentleman who runs the leagues down in Egg Harbor Township, which I believe has been rectified. We don't have, we can't just waive for one organization and not the other. It's an ordinance, it's a law. To change that ordinance, that would open us up to other facilities in the township being used. And I know that you don't see this as the hockey courts being abused, but there are other facilities that will be abused. And that's why the ordinance was written. Now, I am under the understanding that there was an agreement that was talked about today that lessened things quite a bit, which actually puts you on the same plane as an MLAA. Carol, am I close? And that right there is, I mean, there's rules that all these teams follow. The MLAA, I know some of you are part of the MLAA, and they have to follow those rules along with the football leagues, the baseball teams, the soccer teams. That's the rules. So at this point, the offer from the MLAA to help out is probably the best we can do. I don't know that, I'm not the attorney sitting here, and if you could, say a few words about where we're at with this.
I had the opportunity to review this. I believe that the ordinance runs parallel to the other municipalities in the area, both Galloway and Egg Harbor Township. The ordinance needs to be followed, as you correctly indicated. It's the law. It's my understanding that the administrator, as well as other personnel, attempted to accommodate and work for something that would work within the ordinance itself, and that was potentially going to be acceptable to me after I saw it in the final format. But the township has done everything that they can to accommodate. But you did correctly state that this is a for-profit organization. I reviewed the application, and the for-profit organizations have to be treated in accordance with the ordinances, like similar towns here in Atlanta County.
Okay. I feel for you. My kids played travel hockey, ice hockey. My kids played travel soccer. I understand what it takes. I took my kids to practice in Hatfield twice a week. So I get it. I understand. It's not that we're not trying to work with you. We are trying to work within the ordinance and make it work for everybody. If we change the ordinance, that means we put all of our other facilities at risk. Unfortunately, hockey courts can probably take a little more abuse than most of our fields, but you can't make and correct me if I'm wrong, you can't make an ordinance that just specifies one set of fields.
That's correct. It should be
Okay, so I feel as though that in talking to Carol right before the meeting, that what we came up with is really, and the fact that the MLAA is willing to help you out with this is admirable, because they don't pay their coaches. They are not a profit organization, and nonprofit organizations are different, as you can see by the ordinance, are different from the rest. If you're going to speak, sir, please stand up to the microphone and announce your name. I'm all for it. Come on.
Butch Sanders. I've been in this community my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I am a coach down there for years.
Mm-hmm.
This whole proposal came up 2 hours ago. The MLA was working with us right before the meeting. It kind of looks a little strange. So we come here not knowing, and it's all texts or emails to somebody else that hasn't even been handling any of this. So we get nothing.
I don't know.
So I don't know what you guys have gone over in the past 3 months, 4 months. But for something to come up 2 hours prior to this meeting is a little bit strange, I think.
I've actually personally had conversations with Rob Dirks about this exact example. And I'm not saying to you that they were ready to go and we're going to do this. There was some, but this is what we do. We talk to people and we get them to, I had no idea that this was moving ahead until
neither did we, because this was going on for 3 months.
Yeah, I understand.
And then 2 hours prior to the meeting, You know, Rob Dirk doesn't have anything to do with this school league, just the MLAA.
Correct.
So, you know, a little bit of communication
But
prior
if-
to
if
the
MLAA
day
is-
of the meeting would have been nice.
If MLAA is going to help the situation, Rob Dirks is the guy that's going to.
Yeah, we understand that because we've been down there for years.
Yeah. Okay.
But help doesn't need to come, again, 2 hours before this township meeting.
I
I
can't
mean, does that make
control that.
sense, or am I just,
I don't know.
right? I mean,
to be honest with you,
we sent everything to Carol, we've done
Mhm.
everything we were supposed to do. You know, all this could have been talked about prior to this meeting, prior to today of the meeting.
I don't disagree. We have been encouraging that this gets settled in a what good fashion so that it works out for everybody. You know, this is, like I said before, we just can't change ordinances. It just doesn't work like that. So this scenario that may or may not have come up 2 hours before the meeting was discussed by myself at least a couple weeks ago. And we can't make the MLAA do anything. They're an organization
Right.
outside of the township.
No, that's
We don't
understandable. I was
run
part
any of the
MLA
teams.
myself.
Yeah,
I
I understand. So whether it happened, 15 minutes ago or 5 days ago, it really is irrelevant. What's happening is there is an answer here.
It's a little relevant as far as, grasping the concept of why it took
I
that long.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Like I
Especially
said,
for all the families that are like, can't understand why we have to pay anything to use these courts, because we do have the insurance. We do play MLAA every single year, all these kids. And now it's like, well, you can sign up or you can't play, or you can't use the courts that we pay for. That's our point.
It's not listen, I want you to understand, this is not about you as a resident. This is about us protecting the use of our fields and courts. It costs a lot of money to keep these courts and fields in the way that you all want them to be.
Yeah, we raise that money.
So
from
that-
MLAA.
Well, we have other fields that we deal with.
Right.
And this ordinance
Which is
deals with
concerned,
all
right.
of them.
I got you.
You follow me? So it's a very difficult situation, and I understand that. And we did the best that we could. But again, I'm going to say that we can't make the MLA do something.
No.
And they did finally agree to this.
I think the ordinance might need a little fine tuning.
Well, we've had other organizations come in similar to what you guys are going through, and, they met with the same, they were a definite not-for-profit, and they wanted to just beat up our fields and leave. This was in a soccer situation, a little bit different, but you can't massage these ordinances to fit every scenario, and that's kind of what we're finding here. So I don't want you to leave here tonight thinking we didn't want to help. There are just certain things we just can't do. And with what's happened today, I'm hoping that this will resolve this.
All right. Appreciate it.
Okay?
Thank you.
I just wanted to clarify really quick. The use of the public courts, can you define, who is allowed to use the courts and when? Only because, I don't understand, if we were to bring a group of 10 kids out to go play, what the problem is with that if it's a public court.
I'm going to have to go to somebody else for that answer.
There isn't a problem with it as long as it's not organized and there's no coaches out there.
Okay,
The ordinance covers if it's an organized sport.
So
if you're just going out as 10 kids and practicing and shooting the ball around, that's public court.
that is what we did the other night. We had the kids out and we actually were playing against the men's league, and it was just kids out having fun playing a group of men, and we got a very nasty email.
The township didn't send an email.
The township sent the email to Scott Tarzi, who then forwarded it to us.
The township didn't send any emails to Scott. I made a phone call to Scott, and anything that we asked Scott to do was outline the ordinance. I didn't say, hey, Scott, your guys are going to get fined. You're going to get fined, or we're going to remove them. It was, read the ordinance. This is what the ordinance says, and this is what we haven't done that up until now. This is what the ordinance says we can do. I didn't say we were going to do that. I'm just saying it's in the ordinance. Take a look at the ordinance. The main thing when I heard about this was that Scott provided insurance. My concern right off the bat here was if somebody got hurt and all the taxpayers were picking up the bill. So Scott provided the insurance. We went back and forth for a couple weeks about that. know, and then you guys are still out there. He knew up front that there was fees associated with it. I was unclear how he captures those fees. So I didn't know that Scott wouldn't be the guy that was paying the fees. It would be you guys. But again, you're playing through his organization, so any fines or fees have to go through the organization because that's where the application starts.
It's also really hard to draw a line on which, like, if you were to let a bunch of kids go out there, over 70% of them play for these teams. So, like, how can you determine it's an organized a pickup game?
Well,
it's not organized.
So Scott provided rosters and lists of coaches. We have to get them background checked. That's when insurance. He's covering you guys for his insurance. That's like if it's just a couple kids out there shooting the ball around, they're not providing insurance.
That doesn't answer my question. My question is, how can you determine that those kids are out there for purposes of the high school ball hockey league when they're all thrashers?
Again, we didn't send an email to anyone we didn't go out there and say, hey, you guys have to leave. I talked to Scott on the phone and said, hey, if your people are out there playing under the umbrella of the ball hockey group, whatever the name, I don't know the name of the group, but if they're playing under the umbrella of your group, then they have to adhere to the ordinance.
Even if the kids are out there, like, Scott doesn't know about it, he doesn't organize anything.
He's insuring it, so if somebody gets hurt, unfortunately, gets hurt.
But I'm saying, like, if a group of kids wanted to go out and just shoot the ball early on a Saturday morning, he knows nothing about that. That's not part of his organization. It could be
if it's not
thrashers,
part of the organization, then it's fine. I mean,
okay, that's what I wanted to hear. Thank you.
It's not a random event.
Right.
It's a schedule organized.
I just wanted to touch on the last thing, how you guys are
Excuse
relating
me.
to this.
If you could, your name?
Jonathan Camp.
Thank you.
You guys mentioned about the ordinance, why it was designed and everything like that. I've been a member of MLA for 14 years. I was there exactly when they even came in with the ordinance. Carol literally came in and told us all the fine print of everything. And based off my knowledge, it was done because there was a soccer organization at the fields over in Laureldale. The program was from PA. The coaches were paid. They weren't from here. There was players that weren't even from our township. And to say that that somehow compares to what's going on here. I'm a coach. I've lived here my whole entire life. I've been a hockey coach down in Mace Landing hockey program. I've been a commissioner at one point. I mean, we don't get paid. I have to actually pay fees to get background checks through the league. I have to go through certification classes that I have to pay out of my own pocket that I'll gladly do to be there to, make sure these kids have a good experience. But I don't know how that compares that I can't go down with my same kids I've coached since they've been 4 years old and just, be a positive role model to these kids. And whether you call it, it's a Davies practice or a Hess practice, I've went down there probably over 100 times just to say, hey guys, it's summertime. What are you guys doing? You guys want to go hang out and run around the hockey courts and have a shootout? Why should I have to now pay $450? Because it's not $100. It's $450 because it's a 3-hour minimum. So $450 now that the parents are being asked to pay because out of all 14 programs that host these hockey games, we're the only one that has those astronomical rates. Every other program, the highest I've seen was EHT, and they charge $60 per day. That's it. It's flat fee for the entire day, $60. So their own program was paying those fees. And they were told them, because if they needed the lights, it was $120 for the whole day. So they told their coaches, make sure you get it done during the day, so it's $60. They're in the same similar situation, and they're probably going to have another group of people going to their township committee meetings. But again, back to my point, I don't know how this compares to that soccer program where somebody's coming in, like Jen said, and making revenue at our facility. They're not making revenue. This guy doesn't care whether or not we practice or we don't practice. But again, these parents are still going to continue to be involved in the league because it allows these kids the opportunity to be part of a competitive program that nobody else offers. Mm-hmm. And then that's kind of deterring our community children too, because now you're saying that, well, if the Hamilton Township doesn't host any of these programs,
that we're going to deter you from participating in it because we're not going to allow you to practice. So how do you expect these kids in the community to try to, play at their highest level and showcase Hess, Davies, Oakcrest, and be proud to represent those colors when, unfortunately Hamilton Township doesn't offer every single program that these kids might want to be interested and involved in. Obviously, we don't have an ice hockey program. That's just one example. You know what I mean? But this is the closest thing that these kids have to a school affiliated ball hockey program. And thankfully, Principal Holmstrom, Dr. Zito, they've, with open arms welcomed these kids, literally announcing their stats in the morning. These kids look forward to it every morning. They're like, oh, I had an assist, my first assist all year. The principal's going to announce my name in the morning. They love it. Even though it's not affiliated with the school, they treat these kids and they wear their jerseys on Monday morning. Again, we're all volunteers. Every single person that is involved on this team is a volunteer. All we're doing is taking the same kids that I coach in All-Stars for the Thrashers, the same kids I coach in the rec league during, the winter season or the summer season. It's all the same people. I'm the same person that shovels the snow, that picks up the trash when it blows into the field. I've been doing this for 15 years, and we funded those decks. So to fund out of our own fees and registrations almost $100,000 per rink, and now ask us to pay fees we're the reason those decks exist. We wouldn't be here. Trust me, I would rather be watching Monday Night Football right now. I promise you guys.
Me too.
That's all.
Can I
Dr. Samantha Skinner.
excuse me for just a second? We never asked you to pay anything. Did we or did we not? We spoke to the guy who owns this. We don't come to you and, right, am I correct?
We reached out to Scott to pay the fee.
That's it.
Yeah, we didn't ask any of those.
So
teams.
whatever agreement you have with him, we're not coming after you as parents or coaches. This is an ordinance that deals with for-profit teams. And the soccer team that you mentioned is not from Pennsylvania. They are from right up the street in Hamilton. There was also baseball teams. As you know, we are limited on baseball fields here. And if we allow people just to come in and use our fields and beat them to death, then the fields that are here for the kids that live here and play through the MLAA aren't available to them. So I kind of have to steer this away from us coming after you. We're not coming after you. Unfortunately, you're part of a league that exists in Gloucester. I don't know. Where's it at? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't.
Okay, so we never asked you. Now I hope we found a resolution to this, and it's no more than what we asked from the MLAA and any one of their sports, or the HYAA, or anybody. Go ahead.
So you were bringing up the fact that, for-profits and other people coming in and messing up the course that we've spent all this money on, but this is like the Township of Hamilton school teams that are playing there. Like, we're here to represent and make this township better, and so I feel like other teams coming in for profit, it makes no sense to me.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go right ahead.
In order to play on one of these teams, do they have to go to the school?
Yes.
So if somebody's child goes to Atlantic Christian School, they can't play on your
They
team?
can't play on the team.
They have to play for their school. They have to go to that school and play for their correct school. As if it was a school, when you play Oakcrest soccer, you play Oakcrest football, you have to go to that school.
Okay.
Mayor, if I can just chime in, I just spoke
Sure.
to administrators. My understanding, just for clarity purposes, the teams are not directly affiliated with the schools, they're not playing for the school themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if they were directly affiliated with a school, we could do agreements with the schools, which would allow, the schools are nonprofit, so we could, if they were directly affiliated with the schools, then we could work agreements out, shared services agreements directly with them, but they're not.
That would allow a solution.
Sir, if you're going to speak, you have to come to the microphone. Okay, thanks for following the rules. Appreciate it. Jerry, did you have a comment on this or no?
Yeah, I was just going to say that we have the same kind of problem with the baseball. I don't want to say it's a problem. We had baseball teams that were wanting to become affiliated with the schools because of the nonprofit and everything that triggered with it. And I worked with Jerry Erickson to get the baseball. I know it's at Davies, different, but I was on the school board there. So have you guys? I don't want to make Butch stand up, but I can talk to you later about this, Butch. But I'm just curious as to if you guys can work through the schools, then that looks forward from next year. I mean, we have a problem now to the end of November, and then we have looking forward, right? And time helps us from looking forward, and we can get some other things in place by then, opposed to being the 12 hours, as somebody said. But what does it take for you guys? Well, you guys would have to, somebody would have to stand up and say that they were willing to work with the schools to then be able to get you guys organized with schools, because that would allow us to work within the current laws and not, expose us to anything. Bush, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I spoke to Dave Bennett over at Oakcrest High School, and he said he couldn't absorb the team right now. He didn't say if he could do it in 2 years, 3 years, but he said he can't absorb a high school hockey team right now. So that's where we're at with Oakcrest. I didn't speak to the other schools,
Okay.
but if we don't get one, you know.
I mean, I don't have any problem talking to Renee and the superintendents and talking to him about trying to get that going forward. The same thing we did with the baseball teams. I know that doesn't help you right this moment.
How does that change the whole profit thing?
Because now you'd be for nonprofit.
But still could play for the same league.
Well, I mean, if the teams are participating and practicing with the schools and you under that umbrella, then you'd be fine. Now, whether or not to go play somewhere else in organizations and under a different color flag or whatever it is. But from a practice perspective, an organization, if that organization is the school and the Oakcrest team is participating as the Oakcrest or Greater Ag, you know,
Right.
ideally you just go to Greater Ag.
Right.
And then have them give you the permission to use their name and be affiliated with them during practice times. That would allow you to use it under the nonprofit. And I'd be more than happy to work with you or whomever, Jen, whoever, to work with the superintendent to get that going, because we went through the same thing with our superintendent, Zito.
Okay, I appreciate
And I'd love to do that for you. But
appreciate it.
the other
Thank
part of it is,
But
how much? I'm sorry, go ahead. Brett.
But what you guys are actually talking about, so if you work with the schools, it's real similar to working with the MLAA.
Yes.
So
That's the fix for this year.
yeah.
So
So,
they're going to charge us $165 to play there, the schools would, per person?
Is that what, is MLA going to charge them as well?
fees.
Yeah, we have to sign up for the league, which we've all done. We always do every year. But to give them the ultimatum of, all right, well, you can play, but you have to pay this guy. That kind of feels a little bit of a rough ultimatum to tell me my kid can't play or practice with his team if you don't pay this guy.
165 per kid.
I don't know
Every player has to sign up for the
So
league.
you would have to pay MLAA fees, not township fees.
Correct, and that, I mean,
So that, like, you'd fall under a category 3 if you went through MLAA. You wouldn't have any township fees. Oh, the category, okay, the school district would.
and that's the deal we got prior to walking in here 2 hours ago. Okay, listen, you can play, give me $165, you're good. Per kid. So getting that handed to us prior to this is like, that doesn't seem like a deal. You're not giving us a deal.
How many kids are there?
I don't know, I mean, you got. So 15 per team times 3, 45.
45 times 165.
But aren't some of the kids already on MLAA? Would you have to, like?
All these kids have played for MLAA for years. My kid's 18 years old. He's played since he was 5. Every one of our kids have played for MLA every single year. So just to give it's just that ultimatum. All right, you want to play? Pay me, and then I'll let you play. Right? And so it's kind of a tough pill to swallow. We were all going to do it anyway, but it makes no sense to give us that ultimatum. So if we can play for the school where it doesn't cost the family another $165 after we already paid $200, you know, it's
Yeah, I'm
just
just saying,
another
I can't help you,
snowball.
I can't fix,
What's
I can't
that?
fix that with this year, because time is not on our hand here.
No, I understand.
But I will
I
work with
understand
you.
that this year.
Yeah, I'll work with you.
But moving forward, you know, nobody wants to come down here and do
Okay.
this every year. We just want things to
Or
go
being accused
smooth.
of putting the money in our pockets. I mean, I don't think.
Yeah,
you-
maybe a little money in my pocket would be nice too. But- Thank you.
Thanks, Butch.
Is that what the MLAA, that was what they came up with?
I didn't know.
I'm
what
not
the-
aware of what
I
it
don't know
was.
what the MLA charges their users for.
For just for
But just confirm. So none
Yeah.
of your kids are active in the MLA, right?
They have to sign up for the winter,
So-
summer.
What, so,
But would you be registering for the new season anyway, or?
Yes.
So you'd have
Well,
to pay the $165 no matter what.
if
right?
your kid decided
Okay.
to do winter hockey.
thanks for stopping by.
Sorry, everybody, but I have to go to work.
So help me understand this, because this, if you guys just got it, so did I. I don't know what the latest and greatest was. This was something that we thought we could work out. So as we sit here currently, in order for, let's forget about Winter League or whatever other league, just whatever these practices are that they want to do. What's the fix here through the MLAA?
They'd have to become, if they're not already members of the MLAA, they'd have to join. That way, the MLAA's coverage would cover their kids, and they would be able to go through the MLA's user agreement that they have with the
Right,
township.
so that fixes the issue of them being on the courts.
Right.
Okay, so what is it costing them in order to do that?
I don't know what so they're saying $160 per kid if the kid's not currently registered, so.
You have to register them for every season.
Right,
So winter hockey's coming up, so everybody has to pay $165 per kid.
well, would they have registered anyway?
Not necessarily.
Okay,
son wouldn't have registered.
If I just cut in, just,
okay,
we just
The
need
lady in
names.
Yeah,
the
we
blue,
need-
I don't
we
have
need
the
names
name
of
or
what-
the address for this gentleman.
yeah, please,
My name?
yes.
Jason Ryder. I'm wanting to, what that? Want my address too?
Please, if you could.
107 Knightsbridge Way.
It's only for the minutes purpose.
Yes, that's all. We're not coming after you.
Even if you say if you live in Mays Landing
Yeah,
or
no,
another
I
town,
live here.
it's good
Yeah.
enough. Go ahead.
I'm one of the hockey coaches.
Yeah, we just
My son-
need to know your name and whether you're from town or not from town,
Yeah.
that's all. It's
No
no,
worries, sir. No worries, sir.
appreciate it.
To answer the questions real quick, it's 165 for Winter League. Winter League signups registration just opened up like a week or two ago, I believe. Now, there's what, 17, 19 kids on the team? All but maybe like 2 or 3 of them are going to probably play winter hockey. My son is not one of those. My son got involved in ice hockey. Ice hockey, as you know, Mayor,
God bless you.
is very, very time consuming.
Expensive. Yeah.
So for me now, I'm a taxpayer. I'm a coach. I've been part of MLA. I'm actually sitting on a board for lacrosse.
Mhm.
Now I have to pay MLA $165 for my son not to play, just so he can
gotcha.
play in this other league. I mean, to me, that's not right.
Yep.
We're all taxpayers. You said you talked to Mr. Tarzi, not go after, I'm sorry. Now, with that said, he came back and threatened us to kick us out of the league, our team out of the league.
But we didn't threaten you guys, and we didn't threaten him either.
Yeah, I
just
saw, that was a little
I
harsh.
just
but
told him that, look the ordinance. That's all I told him.
He's
It
a
was harsh
businessman.
on
He's
Paul.
running a business. That's the difference between you and I. He's running a business. We're not running a business.
I
So
understand that.
we're trying to make this work. It's really
and I'm
hard.
just letting you know from my perspective.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know,
Been there, done that.
We want the kids to excel. This is essentially just extra practice for
Mhm.
the Mays Landing Thrashers, who we're trying to build a better program, a more competitive program,
Right.
and this is just helps that. So why not? Why is everybody fighting everything besides not working together just to let our kids play on public courts? I mean, I'm at a loss. So Because you find Scott Tarzi, none of us like this guy. He's a money grabber. We all know that. All he's going to do is come after us and sanction us as parents. So you're not hurting him by making our kids not have practice or drive 5 hours for a practice. It makes no difference to him. It only matters to us as a community. So
this gentleman gives you practice slots someplace else?
No.
So there's no practice for this league?
No, it does not affect Scott Tarzi whether we practice 5 times a week or once a month.
Okay.
It affects him nonetheless.
Right.
It only affects our kids in a level of competition they can provide. So.
Okay, so I again, this is why this is difficult, because I was under the impression that you had practice slots through that league somewhere else.
No.
Okay.
No. The league.
Yeah, right. This is why we're getting.
The league only provides games. And
Okay.
what we're proposing, not for Mays Landing to host any games, just to allow our kids to
I
practice,
understand.
to compete at a higher level with these other schools.
What's the trigger for organization? It's the coach, the presence of the coach?
But they're all insured through USA Hockey.
Yeah,
Well,
but
it's
that's the
ensuring-
problem, is that it triggers the law.
What's that?
It triggers the ordinance the way it's written.
Okay.
That's the issue.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, yes, great, you're insured, but the problem is that because you're insured by somebody else, that then triggers the ordinance,
Okay.
which is we're
So
trying to
it's-
understand.
I know what you're saying, that you're not really him, but you are. That's the problem. According to the ordinance, you are, and that's where we're getting tripped up here. This is
No,
where
I
this
understand.
becomes difficult. So, we thought that the MLAA stepping in here could help ease this, but it doesn't sound like it's working. I don't know. I mean, how much?
Is there another league you can join? A
No, this
nonprofit
is
league?
That's the unique thing about this league. Yeah, this organization is unique in the fact that
It is.
it only goes, and once again, you have to attend the school that you play for. Like somebody that attends Davies couldn't go play for EHT. Somebody who plays for Egg Harbor City can't play for Davies. And there are bylaws in the league that allow for, if there's suspicion of that, they can check.
Mm-hmm.
So the league is unique in that factor.
Yeah, it is. Like my son played ice hockey, and a couple of the local high schools had teams. So you had to be from that area. You didn't necessarily have. There was zones that they used,
Right.
but they were clubs, so they were nonprofit clubs, which allowed that to happen. So
Yeah, no,
that's where it's a little
they're
different.
still around.
Question in terms of the solution. If the insurance is provided for a nonprofit, is that nonprofit rather than the for-profit organization able to organize these practices and events for I believe it's USA Hockey?
USA Hockey, yes.
US Hockey rather
It
than
is a
a
nonprofit.
for-profit organization.
Well, if there's a way to make them a nonprofit, and I'd need help with that, then yeah, that would change everything.
USA Hockey is nonprofit.
Correct.
And that's the umbrella under all that this is all under.
Well, what the solicitor is saying is you guys practicing directly for them and not through Scott's organization.
Well, Scott's organization falls under USA Hockey. That's the bigger umbrella.
The insurance is through USA Ball Hockey.
So if I can provide clarity, the issue becomes when you play for an organization for profit. That's what's triggering the enhanced fees.
Right.
It's because it's a for-profit organization. It's not a non-profit.
But the for-profit is under a nonprofit. So
Yeah.
But the events are being
The
scheduled.
fact that he's a, go ahead, I'm sorry.
The events are being scheduled through the organization. That's a for-profit. It's not being scheduled by a non-profit. That's why the MLA was a solution. We're trying to think outside the box here to accommodate. But the difference between a for-profit and non-for-profit scheduling and organizing these events makes a big difference when it comes down to the fees under the ordinance schedule.
Okay.
I, question.
But, yeah, there's no actual scheduled practices.
Can you cut out the middleman and go right directly to the, to USA?
I'll go sit down. I don't care.
No, we can't cut out
So
Tarzi.
USA
We're
Hockey's-
not practicing for Tarzi. He's the one making the money. We're practicing for Oakcrest, Davies, and Hess, who aren't making money at all. So if the USA Ball Hockey is nonprofit and we're covered by them, we're not playing for Scott Tarzi. He's not organizing anything. Who is the profit? I feel like I'm biblical here, but
Yeah.
but we're not. We're playing for Oakcrest, Hess, and Davies.
So, Butch, and maybe Jen, because I know you too, if you guys would afford me a little bit of time, can I work with MLA and really understand what the proposal is? And then see if we can work on negotiating that. I understand you don't want to pay them just because you feel like you're paying them to allow you to use their name. But if they are MLAA kids practicing, we're in the green then, right? We're fine?
Yes.
So if I can work with them to negotiate a better price on $165 per kid for the rest of November, that's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
That's the,
Yes.
yeah, right. I mean, that's what what we're talking about here is through the end of November, and MLA wants $165 to allow you to keep practicing under their name till the end of November. That's what we're talking about for $165, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Is that because they're a nonprofit?
Yes.
But we're playing under USA Ball Hockey. That's a nonprofit. They're
For practice.
Yeah, but that's.
So why is it that we pay somebody else that is a we're paying somebody else and it's a nonprofit
If you were
to play,
coming-
but yet we already pay.
if
See what I'm confused?
if USA Ball Hockey or USA what's the name?
USA Hockey.
USA Hockey came to us and said, "Hey, we have 5 teams that want to they're local teams and they want to practice on your courts. We're a nonprofit. We would give them an agreement.
Yes.
There's no fees associated with that for nonprofit unless it's an out of town kid. But if it's Mays Landing kids, there's no fees.
All right. So if USA Ball Hockey gets a hold of you and says we're playing for them, then we can play for no fees.
As long as
Because that's essentially who we're covered by.
Will
It just doesn't
USA
make sense.
Hockey do
If
that?
we pay to play for this high school ball hockey, and we're covered by a nonprofit, but that's not enough to play. But we can pay another nonprofit and play.
I think
that it doesn't make any sense.
Are you covered under insurance for the USA Hockey?
Yes,
'Cause I'm thinking
they are the insurance.
That's the problem.
I'm a level 4 USA Hockey coach. Okay, and
My
I'm
son
trying to
played ice
remember-
hockey
This is
for
a
7
way
years,
time. This
so.
is a while back. So, and I'm older now, so I'm trying to remember. So, through USA Hockey, I think that's how most teams get their insurance.
Right, they're all registered. All
Right,
these
'cause
kids
all
are
the
registered
ice
through
hockey
them
teams,
yes, and
the
for
ice hockey time when we
So you
sign
have to
up,
re-register every
that's
year
how
for
it goes. It goes under because each team doesn't get their own insurance.
Right.
They're insured under USA Hockey.
Right. Each
USA
kid
Hockey
is-
runs
right,
the
each
show.
kid is insured themselves.
Is that a? I'm trying here, brother.
I'm just trying to bend my mind around paying this guy for
are they-
insurance,
I'm with you.
but it's
paying
not
the
good. We got to
middleman?
pay this guy for insurance.
Carol,
Butch,
you have to
can you guys sign directly with USA Hockey?
We
I don't think that's-
every kid is
But why,
individually.
why is the middleman involved?
Well, he created the league. That's why we play for him. He created the whole league.
It's so
with these
weird that there's a
schools.
for-profit league.
I understand.
I've never
Yeah,
seen that before.
I don't know.
Whatever.
He's a wizard and he makes
Yeah,
a ton of money.
I
with it,
got
but-
you.
Carol,
Yeah, I wish I'd have thought of it.
Carol, do you
But-
see,
Essentially,
see a
we're
way
paying
around
for,
this?
A nonprofit insurance.
So I don't know if there's a great way around it that you'll be satisfied with. MLAA asking you to be a part of Winter League then puts all of those kids are insured to use township property. That's where the umbrella comes of being insured. If they're going to come up with a way of putting in an application that would be, let's say, clinic style or something, that allows for you to give that practice time. Your practice time is not going to be billed as the high school ball hockey league. Your practice time for an application to be approved as the nonprofit under MLAA would be for MLAA, whatever they call it.
Yeah, but
to
if I
help you
have
guys.
Geico insurance and I'm driving, I don't have to get another insurance to go on certain roads. That's kind of essentially what you're saying. It doesn't make sense to carry that many insurances to play hockey.
The insurance
It
has
doesn't
to
make sense.
match the application. So if
What
Scott Tarzy's insurance and Scott Tarzy's application are put in and they have to be a match,
It's not
he
Scott
is
Tarzi,
now
it's
a
USA Ball.
for-profit. No, USA Ball Hockey, where you're saying is the insurance carrier.
All-Stars.
But the person
child.
buying
this
the
proposal-
insurance is
Hold on a
Scott
second, let her
Tarzy's
finish.
organization. The person, like
Each one of our children
HYAA
has
has insurance with a football organization. Doesn't mean that that football organization is the one in charge of the organization that's insured for the application. The application is for the organization, not the insurance that they're purchasing.
But we're all covered under USA Ball Hockey, regardless what you label it as. We're all these kids
So
are
if
insured.
you're
so you
playing
want
in-
insurance so if they get hurt, they can't sue the township. They're already insured. So
But the application and insurance
we're
have
not-
to be cohesive.
If I may, every kid has to be registered through USA Hockey. That is the insurance, is through USA Hockey, through each child, each coach, each parent. We're all registered under USA Hockey. It doesn't say Scott Tarzi anywhere on the insurance. It said each one of us is through USA Hockey, which is a nonprofit.
But
So,
it's
Carol,
his
before you go any further,
application.
so we're getting kind of in the weeds with this because these decisions aren't our decisions to make. This is our insurance company's decision. So these applications get sent over to our insurance company to get approved.
Right.
So
Understood.
we can come up with a bunch of different ideas here, but our insurance company has to approve it. So if you're going through Scott's group or the national group, our JIF has to approve it, no matter what. So as long as our JIF approves it, you guys have the green light.
I just feel like there's that
that's
shaded
where we're
area
at.
of the whole profit thing that's being labeled with us. But if
Well,
we go through
technically,
another
you are
nonprofit-
coming here through a profit
So
organization.
what's the difference if we pay another nonprofit? Then it's okay. That's where I'm getting confused here because we already pay a nonprofit insurance and we play for a league that's profit. But if we pay this nonprofit,
Well,
then
but
we
I
can
mean,
play with
in
no
the short,
profit.
you can go and fill out a use of facilities form right now, and then they can play for you. But right now, Scott's the only one that's done that. He's the only one that's filled out a use of facilities form.
So if I do a nonprofit hockey league,
Yeah.
we can still play for Scott Tarzi league.
You're just
Yeah.
practicing.
You're just practicing.
You're just
You're
doing-
running a clinic, whatever you want to call it. But that's the issue: is the use of
As long as you're not
form.
charging money
I got
and
it.
nobody's getting
Just
paid.
enough money to cover the insurance.
I have a question, if you don't mind. I mean, I'm kind of running things here, but.
Sure.
So when Scott, and this is where I'm getting confused, because I understand USA Hockey and I understand how it works, but so when he put in an application, he gave you his insurance, did he not?
Yes.
So you are covered under his insurance. I know you might pay to USA Hockey. You pay to USA Hockey to be part of USA Hockey because he's part of USA Hockey. That's kind of how it works. But he's supplying insurance for each and every one of the kids in that league, which is probably, USA Hockey probably gives you a base insurance. It's not like full blown. And he has to come up with the better insurance to hold up, especially USA. I'm surprised USA Hockey has anything to do with a for-profit league, but that's not what's debatable here. The fact that he is a for-profit is kind of what makes this a difficult situation. So I don't know whether,
I think we need to dive into the agreement that the MLAA's proposal, we'll call it, to them.
So I had a comment on that.
Thank you.
Name's Peter LaHawk.
All right, so I have a question real quick. Have you been up here before?
No, I
Can you
made a
give-
comment. told me-
No. Name and address, that's all.
Peter LaHawk,
Okay.
Mays Landing. Jennifer's my
The
wife.
Mays Landing?
Yep.
Great. Okay, thanks.
So with this MLA proposal, we're currently in the All-Star season, and all the kids are already in the MLA.
Okay, can you do me a favor? Explain to me, I know what All-Stars are, but is All-Stars an
So-
ongoing thing? Because when I was younger, it was,
Yeah,
they
it's
picked the best
basically
kids at the end of the
right
season.
after the winter season and goes. It's still going.
Okay, so it's a active team.
Yep, goes till October 31st. I think is the last
Okay.
tournament that we're in. But with the proposal, it doesn't make sense to me because we're already under that.
Okay,
So we're already part of the MLA and we're in season. All the kids that are on it are.
already on it and already covered. Is that,
So
you agree with that?
What MLAA determines works best for them, and the ball hockey situation is out of our control.
Mm-hmm.
We do not tell MLAA how to operate their organization.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. I mean, it's not that we can't talk to them,
Right.
Yeah,
But-
I'd be willing to do that. So.
but we can't really, any sport, any MLAA team, any of that, we don't, and I'm sure you all know how this works, they come to us and they say, we want to use the fields, and they file a user agreement, pay the fees that they have to pay, and that's it for the season, and they're good.
All right, so,
So-
their current proposal wouldn't apply to our current kids being in the All-Star season.
Well, and that's what I want to find out. If you have, again, the one gentleman said his son's not currently with the MLAA. Well, that's a little bit of a problem, right? So how many of these kids are part of the MLAA? And I don't know if we can work something out there. I don't want to speak for our solicitor because he's going to kill me after the meeting.
For the record, Mayor, I would not.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
More than
Just
willing to
hurt
look
you.
into it for me.
Pardon me, I'm sorry.
I'm more than willing to look into it with the administrator.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yes, sir.
Hi, so my name's Aiden Camp. I'm a resident of Mays Landing.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing, I'm a high school student. I play for Cedar Creek for the ball hockey team.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say, that agreement that the MLA came up with is not fair because I've now currently aged out. I can only play freshman or men's league.
Okay.
And why should I have to pay $165 when I have a job, I have other sports that I'm already a part of? I don't have time to go do that. But for me to practice, I have to pay that money and not even play for Mays Landing. I just don't think that's fair.
I don't disagree with you. Listen, from the township's point of view, it's insurance. We can't take on the liability of somebody getting hurt. You guys have been playing out there for a while now, and when I heard about at first, I was like, oh my God. And thank God nobody got seriously hurt because at the end of the day, we are the ones that people come after. People love townships. They love big organizations because we're sitting ducks for lawsuits. So, I don't want you to think that we're trying to, stop you from doing anything. We can't put the township at risk, and we also certainly want to make sure your children are insured. So if something happens, that you can take them to the hospital and they're fine and they'll be taken care of. So that's first and foremost. That is, in my opinion, the most important thing here. I think I've got a lot of information. I can't speak for everybody, but I learned some new stuff here because that was the problem when this first started happening. Every conversation I had, it was a different story. And since I'm not involved with youth sports anymore because my kids are all older and having kids of their own, it's hard to understand because things are different now than when I was involved. So I think with the information that we got tonight, we have some new angles that we can look at this, and I think we should go back and see what we can do, have another conversation with the MLAA. We do have some numbers. We might need to get a hold of some of you so you can help us break this down to see if there's an angle where we can get around this. The unfortunate part is changing an ordinance is very, very, I don't want to use the word dangerous, but it is because we don't know what's coming next. And unfortunately, when you make these ordinances to protect you from one thing, you end up messing up something else. They're not perfect. And sometimes we can tweak them a little bit, but this one, would be hard to do. We have millions and millions of dollars wrapped up in our fields, and it's not just hockey. And believe me, we appreciate what the MLAA has done to those rinks out there, and we have plans, hopefully, in the next few years of putting a third rink out there. So, we're here, we're with you, we want to help you. So I got to be honest with you, I thank you for coming out because I've learned a lot and I understand a little bit more about what we're looking at here. It's not as cut and dry as it was first presented to us. And then today I heard that there was a possible deal. Didn't know all the, just like you, I walked in here, I didn't know all the details. So let's, we'll leave from here and we got a little more knowledge and let's see what we can do. All right? Maybe I don't know. How much more you guys got for this season?
In November.
The end of November? Is that it? So you got 2 months? A little over 2 months?
And just so you guys know, and one thing that we take for granted is if let's just say we went down the road, changed the ordinance, at best, we would get the first proposal by 2 weeks from now. And then we have to do 2 reads. And then, so that puts you at 90 days. Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
No,
it's out.
Yeah, whatever. It's going to put you past the end of time's on our hand here. So it's not even if we could find good words or put a wrap around it, it's not going to fix the current issue. It would maybe fix next year, but I think we can go do it through the schools, which is probably where this thing belongs anyways, from that person. Yeah, I'm thinking that way.
We're trying to find a fix for now. And then next year, if we can get this whole school thing going, that's probably the best scenario. Okay? And that kind of separates you guys a little bit from Mr. Tarby, because I saw the way he approached this whole situation in his love letter that he sent out. All right? Anyone else? Thank you for coming out. I really appreciate it, helping us out.
Thank you.
Okay? Anyone else in the public like to speak that doesn't want to talk about hockey? No? Okay.
Motion to close.
We have a motion to close. We're going to executive session. I need a motion for it to go to executive.
We got to vote.
I'm going to
Executive session.
second the public.
Second to public.
Public
We
comment?
got to
All right.
close it.
Thank you.
We have a second.
Now,
All in
adjourn.
favor?
I didn't have a first on adjourn.
Richie?
Oh, I did.
Okay. Richie, I thought you did public comment. Close public comment.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what.
Dr. Nelson second.
Yes.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Got
Aye.
that one.
Thank you.
Now the adjourn.
Adjournment to executive session.
Second.
I'll
All
be
those in
first.
favor?
Oh, I'm sorry.
And Rich,
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank
Mayor,
you.
for the record, there's a